Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And week 2 of the preseason is all wrapped up, and we have our 4 winners, with the start being the Ottawa Redblacks defeating the Montreal Alouettes by a score of 27-12. So, for opening thoughts on this game, Rick?
Wait, am I supposed to be here by requirements, or are these things just optional now? Because I have my media background.
Yes. I made Rick a lovely media background, so that way now when I ask him questions, he actually has to answer.
Unless I pull John Tortorella and just don't show up.
Fine $100,000 for not doing it. Fair enough. You know, I mean, if that's the if that's the take you want to go with this.
So here's the thing. So I actually watched this game from start to finish. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Montreal's starting defense, I'm a bit worried.
Yeah. Well,
because you did not play against Ottawa's starting offense. You played against Jake Maier. And if Drew Brown doesn't ship-shop shape and get his shit together, I can see Jake Maier as a starter real quick.
Well, and Cade McDonald had done really, really well on the receiving end of things for them. Eugene Lewis, he had even outperformed Eugene Lewis, who had the same number of targets, but only 1 reception. Not that saying that Cade McDonald is a better receiver by any means. I'm not. But just shows the serious potential of some of the guys that they got there. Because this was this was our first taste of Ryan Dinwiddie at the helm in Ottawa. And it already feels a bit different. Like, Ottawa has a serious chance of finally really getting out of that rut that they've been in. Now, we'll have to see how they do against some West opponents, all this sort of stuff. It is preseason. It's too early to tell. But the early signs are good for Ottawa. Now, before we get any further, Rick, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. And by the elephant in the room... There's an
elephant? Where?
Where's the elephant? I think is it the Davis Alexander leaving the game elephant? I think that's the elephant in the room.
Yeah, but you know what, though? They say.
Do we have any idea of the status on
Davis
Davis
Alexander? Yeah, it was only
Alexander?
for precautionary reasons. He's going to be fine for game 1.
Okay, so that's good. Because I was about to say, I remember seeing mixed reports online. I wanted to get that clarified.
Fun fact was that he only played 3 snaps. Then he was on the sidelines in close in the third quarter. And then middle of the fourth, they're like, oh yeah, he's gone to the hospital for an MRI. I'm like, what? And the stupid thing is, they didn't even show it. Where it happened.
Yeah.
At least if you're going to show it.
Yeah.
But.
So, is what it is. So, it looks like he'll probably be fine, but it was
what the interesting thing's going to be interesting this year for Ottawa is Ottawa has that running back that Toronto did not have.
And that is in
Greg Bell.
In Greg Bell. Yeah, because I was about to say, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't think they're starting.
Except for Greg Bell can't block with a high horse.
So is that where Daniel Adetoboye has to pick up the slack in that regard?
I guess so.
I guess, yeah. Well, we'll see. I will say solid performance from if we're looking at the QB side of things for Ottawa. Solid performance from Bryson Barnes. He goes 8 for 8, 109 passing yards. So he went 100% in that regard. Got 2 rushes for a total of 15 yards. So a guy like Bryson Barnes, I'm curious to see if they're like, we're gonna give this guy maybe another look, just because he went 100%, maybe worth giving him a little bit of time in the second week. I'm curious to see exactly where they go with that. But Jake Maier looked ready to go.
Yeah, it's funny mention that because after Max Dunigan was cut by Toronto, I know Ryan Dinwiddie knew kind of like what his potential was, so that's why I brought him over from Toronto.
Yeah.
And then Max Dunnigan goes 4 for 7, 20 yards.
Yeah. Max Duggan. And so then if we're looking on the defensive side of things, Vlane had gotten a sack, defensive end for the Ottawa Redblacks, as well as a interception for Roe Torrance, defensive back, number 35 for the Redblacks. In terms of the kicking game, Paul Geelan goes 2 for 2 with his longest being a 40-yarder. 3 extra points for him. Ottawa with a mostly consistent game, putting up points in almost every quarter, with the exception of the third quarter, where it was basically just a complete deadlock back and forth. No points scored in the third at all. Whereas the Alouettes, kind of at the end of each half, was able to get a little bit of points on the board, but they just couldn't keep up with the Redblacks, and the Redblacks would come away with a big win, 27-12. Damn good performance for Ottawa. I think they look good here, and so we'll have to see where the Alouettes go from there. Just because, even we were talking about James Morgan getting a little bit of try, because I remember last year when the Alouettes played the James Morgan experiment, also known as everyone else was hurt. As I think they were
Yeah, I'm
missing.
even
What was it?
surprised.
That was Davis Alexander and Bethel Thompson, right? He was the third string. Is
And
that right?
Caleb Evans.
And Caleb, fuck, I forgot. This was like Buffalo years ago where they had like 16 goalies and everyone kept getting hurt. I'm talking for the
Yeah,
Sabres.
James Morgan was the fourth one.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that Crum can still.
Yeah, Crum looks like his numbers honestly are pretty solid here. He goes about 75%, which again, for those wondering, as a quarterback, you usually want to be above. Kind of your threshold that you want to be above is that 66%. So you want to at least have 2/3 be completion. So he's at 75%. So relatively solid there. And so all in all, some decent individual performances from the Alouettes, but I think there was a little bit more to rave about on the Ottawa side of things, and obviously they got the win. So
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, usually the rule of thumb is teams like to play like 70% of their starters
yeah,
for like a quarter or a half.
well,
And you did not see that in Montreal.
and kind of the common knowledge, or like the conventional wisdom, I should say, is you play more of your starters when you have your home game. Obviously, when you see when we talk about the BC Lions Edmonton Elks video, you're going to see that really gets thrown out the window. But
Not only
yeah,
that,
and so yeah.
but you have to remember, 3 of these teams don't play week 1. So if they don't play this upcoming week, they don't play for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So but then yeah, and then the only other thing I was actually going to mention is, for those who are wanting to look at the depth charts, we mentioned this in our previews, but we know we have a lot of new viewers coming into the channel. Would be that we do have on our Discord, if you go into our link in the description to our Discord, we have all the depth charts. We post them before every game. I say we, but it's mostly Rick. So make sure you guys check that out in case you want to like follow along while we're doing this. But I think all in all, honestly, solid game for the Redblacks. Curious to see Dinwiddie's coaching style and how that really potentially has changed from both the managerial perspective in the GM seat, but then also behind the bench as a head coach.
So,
I think,
question
big potential to make a big impact on this Redblacks squad.
for you.
Yep.
If you see Montreal's special teams go 1 for 3 for field goals, would that make you nervous?
I mean, like you're talking from this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Maltos went 1 for 2, and then Michael Horvat went.
Oh, did he
0 for
change
1.
his name? Because before he was Maltos Diaz, but now I just see he's just Jose Carlos Maltos. So did he have a bit of a name change? Just
I
curious.
guess I have no idea.
Fair enough. Yeah, actually, I see. It's funny if you go to different spots in the CFL website. In one area, they call him Jose Carlos Maltos. On another area, they call him Jose Maltos Diaz. And so it looks like it varies. So something's not up to date. But regardless, yeah, I mean it's only game one of the preseason, so I wouldn't worry too much about him. If he struggles again next week, I'd maybe start to worry a little bit. But it is what it is. We will have to see. So. But I think that's pretty much all. Is there anything else that we got there, Rick?
Not for this game for me, anyways.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, if you guys haven't joined our Discord, make sure you do that. Link in the description down below to our Discord. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.